Oh man, how y'all feeling, man? Listen, man, I hope you are blessed. I hope you are excited. Listen, man, God has some things that He want to do in your life, but you got to learn to be patient, man. I need you, like God told me to tell you today, He needs you to focus on the work and not the results. So, see, too many of us be focused on the results and not the work, and when you don't get the results, like you forget you got to put the work in. Like if you can just do the work, like the results will take care of themselves. I'm gonna make that make sense for you. Let me make that make sense for you. If you work out, eat right, like you do that on a consistent basis, you don't have to be focused on losing weight because the weight gonna take care of itself. Okay. If you want to build wealth, if you focus on just keeping your expenses low, making more money, and invest the difference, you're going to build wealth. Like, you don't have to focus on building wealth. If you can do those things on a consistent basis, I can guarantee you, you will be a wealth builder. I can guarantee you that. If you can keep your expenses low, generate more income, and invest, like, bro, I can guarantee you, you will build wealth. So you, like, if you just focus on the work part, you don't have to focus on the results. And God say, you've been too busy to focus on the results and not the work. You've been too busy to focus on the results. And when you don't get the results that you're looking for, you want to blame God. You want to say, God, like why I ain't got the big house? Or God, why I ain't got the multi-million-dollar? Like, God, why I ain't got this and why I ain't got that? God say, you ain't been putting in no work. I had to tell my son the other day, me and my son, we were having a conversation, right? And so he be playing, he playing basketball, right? And he say, they lost, they ended up losing the game. And he was crying, you know what I'm saying? Crying and whining and doing all those things. He say, yeah, Dad, they wasn't, like, the referee wasn't calling the fouls, Dad. My teammate wasn't passing the ball, Dad. He said my teammate wasn't passing the ball. My teammates were traveling. I say, son, hold up. I say, wait, son. You just gave me everybody else. You just told me what everybody else doing is the reason why you losing. I say, not one time I didn't hear you say it was your fault. I said, we got to stop that. I say, it ain't the ref fault. Because they weren't calling no fouls for you. It wasn't your teammate fault. I say you blaming everything outside of you for the reason why you can't perform instead of saying, no, I didn't been putting in no work. I haven't been putting in the work to become the best player for real. I had to just tell them straight up, son, come on, bro. You play the game when you get home. You ain't been putting in the work to become, like you think you just going to get good. Like you think you just going to become a great basketball player. But Moses, no, son, life don't work like that. And I told him the only time success comes before work is in a dictionary. Shout out my guy John Hope Bryant. The only time success comes before work is in the dictionary. And I had to tell him that. I'm like, son, just be honest with yourself. You haven't been putting in no work. You think you just gonna come out here and perform at a high level by osmosis? No, son, it don't work like that. The people that you see are good in basketball, they put work in. LeBron put work in. Michael Jordan put work in. Like, it take Kobe Bryant put work in. Like, listen, you see the success, but nobody sees what they do behind closed doors. And I think that's where the misconception coming in there. Because sometimes, for some reason, the internet has made us think that success comes before the work. The internet has made us believe that we don't have to work for it. The success gonna come because we pray. The success gonna come because we have faith. That success gonna come to us because I'm a good person. And I'm here to tell you today, the only time success exists without work or before work is in a dictionary. And that's because it's in alphabetical order. Listen, if you want anything, you're going to have to work for it. And I had to tell him, like, stop blaming everything outside of you. And it's for y'all too. Like, stop blaming everything outside of you. Stop blaming Trump. Stop blaming the government. Stop blaming the job. Stop blaming my kids. Stop blaming it's my husband's fault. Listen, ain't nobody else's fault. If you not where you want to be, it ain't nobody else's fault but yours. Like let's stop all that. Like, for one, like, stop giving Trump so much power. Stop giving your husband so much power. Stop giving the manager at your job so much power. Stop giving your coworkers so much power. Stop blaming them for the reason why you ain't where you want to be in your life. Like, stop blaming them. Like, because they may not never fix it. But when you give yourself the full responsibility that, like, if my life ain't where I want to be, if I ain't making the money I want to make, if I ain't got the type of health I want, if I ain't built the type of wealth I want, it is my fault, nobody else's fault. And once you do that, once you accept full responsibility, you now give yourself the power back to go change it. You now give yourself that power back to take your wealth back, to take your health back, to take your life back, so you can gain the freedom that you deserve, not only for you, but for the people that come after you. See, this thing get deeper than me, y'all. Like, every time I look at my kids, I say, I gotta get free. And if you really want to get free, you're going to have to stop doing what 99%ers do. You're going to have to stop doing what the 99%ers do. It's some people that partying right now that shouldn't be partying. It's some people that are out living their best life. And you, like, watch this. It's some people right now too busy being the life of the party, but the death of their life. Okay. Woo! Hold on, I'm going to say it again. It's so many people right now too busy being the life of the party, but the death of their life. You too busy turning up. You too busy want to make jokes. You too busy want to keep everybody else happy. You too busy living in this lie, turning up, but your life is drowning. Your kids is drowning. Your bank account is drowning. Your health is drowning. You being the death in your life. You got your debt is piling up. Your credit is sinking. Your bank account is continuously being depleted. You have no assets. You have no money generating besides your work income. You have no financial plan set up for the way how you and your kids gonna get free. But you want to be the life of the party. But what about the death you're causing in yours? Like, let's talk about that. See, we gotta, like, God just told me to just keep it 100 this time with y'all. I just want to keep it real. Like, we gotta stop trying to be the life of the party, but being the death of our life. We are too busy trying to turn up, trying to escape. Listen, instead of trying to escape from the life, why not create a life that you don't have to escape from? I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I was on Snapchat and I was looking at some stories and I say, bruh, if 99% of the people are partying, I'm not partying. I'm finna read tonight. I'm finna make me a video tonight. I'm finna study tonight because I want to do what the 1% are doing. Because watch this, as long as I'm doing what 99% of the people are doing, I'm going to get what the 99%ers get. And that is whatever is left over from what the 1%ers left. After the 1%ers eat, the 99%ers get the leftovers. And I don't want to keep eating leftovers. I don't want to, because watch this, they don't care if my kids eat. You know, I hate when people come to jobs or saying why they don't pay enough and say they don't pay me enough. Like that, I gotta feed my kids. I gotta make sure my lights tell. Listen, that job, not one time that job say, listen, we're gonna make sure you can take care of your kids. We're gonna make sure they have the best life. We're gonna make sure you feed them every day. We're gonna make sure you be able to pay your rent. This job say, this is the job description. This is how much we'll pay. What you wanna do? Stop putting that burden on everybody else. You take full responsibility for that. It's not their responsibility. Nobody cares about your kids. I'm just being 100. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your problem that you got in your life. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about how you feel. Nobody cares. So we got to wake up and decide we're going to take full advantage of the opportunities that the economy is providing us. So many people keep talking about Trump. I'm like, bruh, they talking about Trump ain't playing. I say, I ain't worried about Trump because I ain't playing. I ain't playing when it come to buying these assets. I ain't playing when it comes to paying off this debt. I ain't playing when it comes to stacking my bread. I ain't playing when it comes to getting that $2 million life insurance policy. I ain't playing. I ain't playing when it comes to keeping my expenses low. I ain't playing when it comes to saving my money. I ain't playing when it comes to getting on one accord with God. I ain't playing when it comes to reading my Bible. I ain't playing when it comes to my health. I ain't playing when it comes to reading books. I'm not playing when it comes to my education. I ain't playing when it comes to stacking up on information. I ain't playing. You keep talking about Trump ain't playing. I'm not playing. You worrying about what Trump doing, what are you doing? And to be honest, you haven't been doing nothing before Trump got in office. Stop blaming Trump. Ain't the reason why you broke. Trump ain't the reason why your family is struggling. Trump ain't the reason why your business ain't flourishing. Trump ain't the reason why. You haven't been doing nothing before Trump. But watch this. It's so much easier to blame somebody else than to put out a burden on yourself. That's easy. That's why people love to blame everything outside of them the reason why they ain't where they want to be. Because that's easier to put the blame on somebody else. It's easy to do. But you know the hard thing to do is look in that mirror and say, yeah, I'm the reason why I'm not where I want to be. I'm the reason. I've been lacking. I ain't been taking my finances serious. Like, just keep it real. I ain't been taking my finances serious. Let's just keep it 100. Just keep it 100. Say, listen, I ain't been taking my finances serious. I really have been geeked up about getting new information. I really ain't been geeked up about learning new things. I really ain't been curious enough to see like where my 401k is going. I really haven't been curious enough to like see how do you build wealth or how I just be 100. It's easy to blame Trump. And I told myself, I say, so many people are looking at Trump as a burden while I'm looking at Trump as an opportunity. I want you to it's the same, watch this, y'all. I want you to understand that perspective, if not 99, if not 98, 99% of your life is ruled by perspective. See, Trump became the president for all of us. That's just that happened for all of us. The tariffs gonna happen for all of us, right? That happened for everybody. I don't get not to have Trump as a president because I'm special. Whatever. No, Trump still became our president too, right? That happens for everybody. But how I choose to look at it and what I choose to do and what is going to make the difference and the separation between us. Right? The same thing happened in life. It's not about what happens. It's about what you do with what happens. See, y'all looking at the Trump news as a burden. Oh, we going back to slavery. Or my life about to be, we might not be able to get education right. We might not be able to get no more food stamps. The truth be told, you should have been off of them. Just the truth be told, right? Stop depending on somebody else to feed you. You take responsibility for that. My guy Trap say, if you allow them to feed you, you give them permission to starve you. And like you say, you got to stop giving people that permission. Stop giving people that much power. I'm looking at this Trump thing, this Trump news as an opportunity. You know why? Because there's so many stocks on sale. It's so many stocks that's on a discount. It's so many great businesses that I can go buy that I've been wanting on a discount. In 2020, I was looking up some research. And I wanted to see how much did the wealth gap widen from 2020 to now? Because the wealthy understand that the downturns in the economy are just simply buying opportunities to get assets at tremendously discount prices. At tremendously discount prices. So watch this. It say the wealth gap widened significantly. It didn't give us a specific amount. But it say the wealth gaps widened significantly from 2020 to present. You know why? Because in 2020 we were scared. Once again, in 2020 we were scared and distracted. In 2020, once again, we spent money on liabilities. When they gave out the stimulus checks, instead of us investing, and I'm guilty of it too, instead of us investing the check, we bought liabilities and splurged. We did exactly what they wanted us to do. We did exactly what they were expecting. We did exactly what they wanted. Because they understood that we can disperse the money, it'll come right back to us, because they do not understand financial literacy. They don't understand how money works. They thought it was free money, but we was really just stimulating the economy. Come on, man. And so watch this. So why did the wealth gap widen during 2020? Watch this. In 2020, so much money got dispersed into the economy. I'm gonna help y'all out right here, because I really want to help my people. In 2020, the wealth gap widened because, watch this, inflation got caused due to so much money got pumped into the economy. So much money got pumped into the economy. Anytime you get money pumped into the economy like that, at that large amount, the dollar gets significantly under lower value. Prices become higher, because watch this, anytime you have low supply and high demand, you get prices go. So watch this, during COVID, the supply chain became strangled, because a lot of businesses went open. But now we got high demand for these things, and people got money. So now the money has become less valuable. The dollar has become less valuable due to many people got money now. Now the prices have increased due to more people. The demand for it is high, but we got low supply. And so now, guess what businesses do? Increase prices, because everybody got money. And so watch this. During that, when we got the inflation during COVID, like inflation had got at least to a high of 8.6%. That means it costs us 8.6% more just to live. Watch this. So now, as we're spending more money on liabilities, the wealthy are saying the asset prices got cheaper during COVID. Why? Because we had an economic downturn. And during economic downturns, recession, pandemics, asset prices become cheaper. So as the asset prices became cheaper, they were buying while we were being distracted with the pandemic. While we were being distracted with COVID, with the stimulus checks, while we were being distracted with all the news, all the propaganda, all the world in the end, while we were being in fear, they was taking advantage of the opportunity. So watch this, the same thing happened, but what they did and what we do is what causes the difference. See, they seen COVID as an opportunity. We seen COVID as a burden. The same thing happened. What made the difference? Because wealthy people didn't get to avoid COVID just because they were wealthy. They still were in the pandemic. But what they did is what made the difference on the other side of it. They took advantage of buying opportunities. And so now on the other side of this COVID, asset prices skyrocketed while inflation took over. Housing got higher. food became more expensive. So our everyday living became more expensive on the other side of this. So now your money is worth less. You have less money. You don't own any assets. So now you just became poor on the other side of this economic downturn, while the wealthy has became rich on the other side of this economic downturn. And that's, my friends, how the wealth gap continues to widen, because they take advantage of economic downturns and during their inflation. As things become more expensive for us to live, your dollar doesn't stretch as far as it used to, and now the wealthy has tripled their net worth on the other side of this, and why you have became poor. And that's what they mean by the wealthy get wealthier and the poor get poor. It's the same cycle. It is the same cycle. And it's not that they're smarter than us. They just have been privileged to more information and education. But we got to be more intentional about learning about financial literacy. We got to be more intentional when it comes to getting information. We got to be more intentional when it comes to get educated. We got to be more intentional. We got to start being more in attuned, right, with our finances. Right, we got to start being more attuned, y'all. We gotta start being attuned when it comes to our finances, when it comes to our life. Like we got to start being more attuned. Like, I really pray that 2025 that we can just like have a tremendous shift in our life. Like I pray that we can start taking our finances more serious. And stop being distracted. Stop being distracted with the news, bruh. Like, stop being distracted with all the things that's going on around you. Like, let's stop being distracted, y'all. Let's stop being distracted. So watch this. Watch this, man. Watch this. Proverbs 4:25. It say, let your eyes look directly forward. This is God talking, y'all. This is Proverbs 4:25. It say, let your eyes look directly forward. So that means God is telling you, focus. That's telling you to so whatever, if you focus on anything I said, like outside of you, the distractions, like you're not following God's, like you're not following God's way. You're not following God's lead, because God told me to let your eyes look directly forward. That means I'm focused. Whatever going on like outside of that, I don't care about. What Trump doing, I don't care about. What Lil Wayne got going on, I don't care about. Yeah, the Kendrick Lamar stuff, yeah, all that was cute, but all that's just a distraction. I'm focused on the mission. And so watch this. So first of all, we got to get a vision and we got to get some goals aligned, y'all, so we can have something to focus on, so we can have something to look and place our eyes directly forward to. The reason why I don't get distracted, y'all, because I'm looking forward. I'm focused on investing, y'all. I'm focused on my health. I'm focused on getting that $2 million life insurance policy. I'm focused on building that multi-million-dollar stock portfolio. I'm focused on generating some residual income. I'm too focused. I'm letting my eyes look directly forward. I don't worry about the distractions. He's saying your gaze be straight before you. Watch this. It say, so gaze means to look steadily and intently at something in amazement. Come on, man. Like God say, let your gaze look directly before you. So God is telling you, when you should look at your goals and your vision and the thing you focus on, and you should just be amazed. Look intently and focus on that. You should be like, every time I think about my goals, y'all, and the vision I got, I just smile. Like I smile and get excited by that. God say, let your eyes look directly forward. So that means if I'm focused on the distractions, anything that's not anything that I'm not going after, anything that causes me to react. Watch this, because the word means to go backwards, like redo, restart, refurbish, right? That means to go back and do something over. And God doesn't promote backwards living. God promotes proactivity. Pro means forward. So watch this. If I'm focusing anything on distractions that causing me to react, like if I'm focusing on Trump news and that causing me to react a certain way, I'm not living like God. I'm not following God's principle. Because God's principle say, let your eyes look directly forward. And if I'm focused on distractions that's causing me to react, I'm going backwards. And that's not following God's principles. And I'm telling you today that God promotes proactivity. And we got to learn to focus on the work. God say, let your eyes look directly forward. Let your gaze be straight before you. So the vision comes before you. The goal is something that's in front of you. So when you got a vision, when you got goals, like these things that you have set before you. So God is telling you to like keep your focus on that and avoid distractions. But so many of us live the opposite. We avoid looking ahead and we focus on everything that's going on around us. That's why we can't take advantage of the opportunities. That's why we look at everything in life as a burden. That's why we look at opportunities as burdens. When the opportunities is clearly opportunity, it's all about perspective, how you look at it though. You know what I'm saying? It's all perspective. That's why I say like 99% of your life is ruled by perspective. So in today, I want you to say like, what can I now be proactive on? So proactive people, they make things happen. Reactive people, they wait for things to happen. And anytime you react, that causes anxiety. That causes frustration because now you're only moving based on something that costs you to move. But when I'm proactive, that's forward thinking. So watch this. The reason why I'm not frustrated about Trump or worried about Trump, I was already investing. I was already getting my finances right. I was already learning. I was being proactive in my life. So now I see this just an opportunity for the things that I've been working on. See, when you live a reactive person, like some people are only now trying to focus on their finances because of what Trump is doing. And so now you feel like you're being rushed in something that you're not really focused on anyway. But this thing that happened outside of you is causing you to react. Anytime you react, that's a negative thing because it causes you to go backwards. Anytime you react, it causes you to go backwards. Just think about when your body has an allergic reaction to something. Ain't nothing good about that. Anytime you react, just think about putting a Mento in a Pepsi. That Pepsi reacts to the Mento. There's nothing positive about that. It erupts. The soda go everywhere. It explodes. And so the reason why your life feel like it's such a burden, you always in a rush, because you're reacting. You wait for things to happen in order for you to move. Don't wait till you get in a bad financial situation to learn about your finances. Learn about finances now. Don't wait for Trump to get in office for him to start putting. taking the food stamps and taking all the government assistance away for you to learn about finances, like, because now you feel like you're being rushed and you got to hurry up and figure something out. Why? Because you're reacting. But if you would have been proactive on that thing and already getting your finances and stop waiting for something bad to happen in your life for you to get your life right or for you to focus on your finances, I promise you that wouldn't be such of a burden. You would say, it's an opportunity. I was glad I was already getting that right anyway. I'm glad I was already invested anyway. So I want us today is to focus on being proactive. Stop being reactive. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Let's follow the principle that God has given us. Let's stop being focused on distractions. And let's focus on the visions and the goal that God has gave us. Let's focus on the purpose that God has gave us. And let's make the rest of our life the best of our life. And I leave you this. We're going to close out with a prayer. God, I thank you for this amazing word. God, I pray that you open up the hearts and minds and souls of the people to receive the word that you have given them today, God. God, we continue to thank you for your grace, for your mercy. God, we continue to thank you for the blessings that you have already blessed us with and the blessing you're going to continue to bless us with, God. God, we continue to worship you, honor, and praise your name because you know you are worthy to be praised. God, I pray that you continue to open us up to new identities. Continue to take us through adversity because you know you only want us to make us grow, not to hinder us. Because you told us in Jeremiah 29:11 that the plans that I have for you is to give you hope and is to give you hope in the future. You told us that, God. Like you told us that. And so, God, like, we understand that anything that's not going right in our life, God, is not for, it's either your plan or either your permission. And we will continue to honor you. We'll continue to praise you. We'll continue to worship you for all your mighty works, God, that you're doing in our life. Because we know that all good things work for the good. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.